Hi, everybody. This is Miss Kennison. This is now going to be the start of part two of chapter seven. So, last we had left off, we had chapter seven. We had Paul and the guys had met up with a couple of girls across the boundary of where the soldiers were staying. We also then had at the very end of part one, we had Paul got leave. So that means he gets a break, he gets to go home for a little while, and that's where we left off. All right, let's take a look. The names of the stations begin to take on meaning, and my heart trembles. These names mark the boundaries of my youth. In the distance, I recognize the characteristic outline of the Dolbenberg, a jagged comb springing up precipitously from the limits of the forest. Behind it should lie the town. A street crossing, I repeat to myself the name of the street that we crossed over, Bremenstrasse. Bremenstrasse. Below are cyclists, lorries, men. It is a gray subway. It affects me as though it were my mother. On the platform, I look around. I know no one among all the people hurrying to and fro. A Red Cross sister offers me something to drink and calls me comrade, but I will have none of it. There stands the old watchtower in front of the great mottled lime tree, and behind it in the evening. Walking down the street, I know every shop, the grocers, the chemists, the bakers. Then at last I stand before the brown door with its worn latch, and my hand grows heavy. I open the door, and a strange coolness comes out to meet me. My eyes are dim. The stairs creak under my boots. Upstairs, a door rattles. Someone is looking over the railing. It is the kitchen door that was opened. They are cooking potato cakes. The home reeks of it. And today, of course, is Saturday. For a moment, I'm shy and lower my head. Then I take off my helmet and look up. Paul? Paul? It is my eldest sister. Paul! Paul! Mother! Paul is here! I lean against the wall and grip my helmet and rifle. I hold them as tight as I can, but I can't take another step. I stand on the steps, miserable, helpless, paralyzed, and against my will, the tears run down my cheeks. I pull myself together and stagger onto the landing. Why, what's the matter? Bring me a handkerchief. Is she in bed? She is ill. Here I am, Mother. Are you wounded? No, I have got leave. Are you sick? I'm going to get up a little today and put out that jar of preserved whortleberries. You like that, don't you? Something German, I don't know what the food is. Dear boy. We were never very demonstrative in our family. Poor folks who toil and are full of cares are not so. It is not their way to protest what they already know. So that's going to be like they weren't all that affectionate in their family. So probably didn't say things like I love you or hug each other very often. And he's saying like they were poor, they were busy, they had work to do, and we knew we loved each other, but nobody really said it. So we didn't need to protest what we already know. Meaning, I know you love me even though you never say it. Yes, Mother, I haven't had any for a long time. We might almost have known you were coming with your favorite dish, potato cakes and even whortleberries to go with them. And it is Saturday. So maybe that's like a traditional dinner that they had on Saturdays. Was it very bad out there, Paul, with the gas and all the rest of it? She does not know what she is asking. Should I tell her how we once found 3 enemy trenches with their garrison all still as though stricken by apoplexy, with faces blue and dead? No, Mother. That's only talk. So he doesn't want to frighten his mother with the horrors of war. I go to my sister in the kitchen. What is the matter with Mother? She's been in bed for some months now, but we did not want to write and tell you. Several doctors have been to see her. One of them said it was probably cancer again. The next morning, I go down to the district commander to report myself. Slowly, I wander down the streets. Occasionally, someone speaks to me. I do not delay long, for I have little inclination to talk. On the way back, a loud voice calls out to me. Still lost in thought, I turn and find myself confronted by a major. Can't you salute? Sorry, Major, I didn't notice you. Don't you know how to speak properly? I would hit him in the face, but control myself, for my leave depends on it. I do not see you, Air Major. Then keep your eyes open. What is your name? I give him my full particulars. He orders me to march 12 paces backward and march back up to him and salute him and address him correctly. I'm burning mad with rage. He finally dismisses me. Can you think you can bring your frontline manners here? What? Thank God we have discipline here. That ruins the evening for me. So here, Paul is on leave, although he's in uniform. Other people are looking at him as though he's this soldier. And even this major is like, hey, soldier, attention. And for Paul, he's like, I'm on break. I'm not in the war right now. And remember, he's not a career soldier either. So yes, he volunteered because of the pressures, but he's also like, I need a break from this. I don't want to have all this pomp and circumstance regarding military rank and all of this. So he gets really upset with the officer treating him this way. I go back and throw my uniform into a corner. I had intended to change it in any case. So see, that's why he's stitching the uniform so people don't see him as that soldier. I take out my civilian clothes from the wardrobe and put them on. The suit is rather short and tight, but light it feels as though I have nothing on but a shirt and underpants. I look at myself in the glass. It is a strange sight. A sunburned, overgrown candidate for confirmation gazes at me in astonishment. In the end, my sister ties the bow for me. And he's wearing like the suit with the tie and the jacket. And again, that's because the longer we go back in history, the more clothing people would wear. So it's not like he's going to church or anything fancy. That's just what you'd wear on a casual day. My mother is pleased to see me wearing civilian clothes. It makes me less strange to her. But my father would rather I kept my uniform on so he could take me to see his acquaintances. But I refuse. So the dad's proud of him being the soldier, and he was like, hey, come on, let's show off the uniform. But Paul's not having any of it. It is pleasant to sit quietly somewhere in the beer garden, for example, near the spires of St. Margaret's Church. A glass of beer stands in front of me. I've learned to drink in the army. The glass is half empty. But there are a few good swigs ahead of me, and besides, I can always order a second and a third if I wish to. There are no bugles and no bombardment. So he's relaxed and kind of enjoying that he can stay out for as much as he wants to. My father wants me to tell him about the front. I would do it willingly, but it's too dangerous for me to put these things into words, so I confine myself to telling him a few amusing things. Have you ever had to hand fight? No. I get up and leave. And we're going to pause right there for part 2 of chapter 7.